heck is a segundo volante? Well, this is a happy coincidence. We got the last game of the regular season coming up before the playoffs start, and it is our youth intake. And so far, this looks really kind of good. This is actually better than a lot of youth intakes I've had at other clubs and other saves. First up is Benjamin Doran, 15-year-old defensive left back. The one determination is an absolute killer. Bogdan Paduriu, a winger. He's got some acceleration, got some pace, decent natural fitness. The other physicals are a bit on the low side. The 10 agility is okay. Mentally, not bad. 12 aggression, 14 determination, 12 flair, 14 teamwork, 11 passing. Some decent technicals. Again, 15 years old, definitely room to grow. Julian Artelanu, advanced midfielder who can play both sides. You know, that's not bad. For a 15-year-old, that's not bad. Looks like we swiped some players from a couple other clubs. Andre Endon comes to us from Prosport Academy. That is our affiliate. 1-star current ability, 3.5-star potentially. That's not too shabby, all things considered. For a 16-year-old, I mean, you would expect that everything would grow. This has been a decent youth intake so far. Who was it? That was Andre Adnon, Andre Serbanescu, defensive right back. Physically, he's solid. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say solid. Physically, he's okay. Mentally, technically, that's kind of he'd be starting in a lot of lower leagues. Good grief. That is a fairly well-rounded player for a 16-year-old. David Shiriak, advanced midfielder. Again, potential. You know, and granted, some of these guys may actually just top out where they are, but that's not bad at all. We'll go check out a couple more here. Kristen Velici. Low determination's a killer for me. I'm a huge fan of determination. I don't know why. I've always prized it. Personality casual. Cesar Shiriak. He's the last one we'll take a look at. Ugh. Well, he's a keeper, so the 3 stamina and 3 strength aren't maybe not all that important. He would really need to improve a lot. Got a lot of catching up to do. Got some things to go over here first. So I had a youth development. He was here when I got here. I didn't change him because I didn't think I was going to find anybody better than him. You know, fairly professional. 12 ability, 12 potential, solid mentals. Coaching-wise, the 3 working with youngsters is a bit of a bummer, and he doesn't play the formation I play at all. But for what we're paying him, we can't argue with that. This is what I'm talking about. The academic Clinici hierarchy appear to finally be losing patience. A bad result against Niamt in the upcoming League 2 match could seal his fate. We'll get to that here in a minute. Plus, there's takeover rumors going on. First, we'll look at the transfer window. We were busier than I thought we would be. On the outs, Miriam Mew went to Stoy Bucharesti for $93,000. Sandra Narita and Pavel. Wait a minute. Sandra Narita went out on loan. Ionut Pavel, who was my young defensive center back with a ton of potential, went to Ludogorets. They made an offer for him for €350,000. I said, sure, why not? I've got a decent amount of depth at the defensive center back position, and the money was too good to turn down. Victor Buia, who was the club captain, was totally unhappy with how things were going. One team made an offer for him. They absolutely lowballed me. It was like, here's €100,000 for him. And I had a €500,000 release clause on him. And he pitched a fit, and we finally agreed that about $220,000 would be his release fee. He ended up going to Sepsi, who are in the Romanian First League. Okay, so he went up a division. For 175,000 straight up, going up to 250,000 K. We'll see that because that's all appearance based. And then Bogdan Balog, who was a youth striker who did not have a lot of potential. He was like 1-star, current 3-star potential. He wasn't going to get much better than this, I think. Ended up going to Chinia Targoviste, 41,000 euros up front, 150,000 euros total, based on appearances and a couple other things. On the ins, we were fairly busy. The one player I thought I had signed, I mentioned him last episode, ended up having his contract extended, so we didn't get him. We've got a couple players in from Vitoriul. Mihai Kosheru is an advanced midfielder on the left, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 21 years old. Brought him in as depth and to get some starts. More than anything else, niggling injuries crept up on us the last few games of the season. Physically, he's pretty solid. Mentally, he could be better in the concentration and positioning and vision areas. Other than that, he's okay. I mean, nothing to solid, not unspectacular workmanlike. Technically, 10 crossing, 9 dribbling, 11 first touch. Only a 5 passing. I can see why Vittorio let him go. For 50,000 euros, I don't think we were breaking the bank or overpaying for him by any stretch of the imagination. Kaelin Popescu, and frankly, I think I could sell him on for just a little bit above, beyond that. I mean, he's valued at, I want to say 44 right now. Yeah, valued at 44. So he's here for more for depth than anything else. Callan? Probably Callan. Popescu also comes to us from Victoria for 77,000. I brought him in to be the depth on the midfield, but the fact that he can play all 3 advanced midfield positions is very much in his favor. Physically, he's solid. Mentally, he's solid. Technically, he's solid. I mean, he's a little low in a few areas, but at the same time, 25 years old, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He could probably improve just a little bit, but his versatility and the fact that he's a very good central midfielder and deep line playmaker kind of sealed the deal for me. 77,000 euros for him is, again, not breaking the bank at all. Raul Balace, who we probably overpaid for. Dinamo Bucharesti had put him up for sale. He is an advanced midfielder on the right who can also play a decent striker. 20 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 6'3", 194 pounds. Physically, very, very good. The acceleration, everything like that is a bit above average, but the 16 jumping reach and the 17 strength, plus the 14 handling, the fact he's 6'3", 194 pounds, I fully intend. We'll probably train him as a pressing forward in the offseason, assuming I'm still here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Other than that, mentally, he can improve in a couple areas. Technically, he could definitely improve in a couple areas. They originally wanted like 800,000 for him, but I talked him down to 400,000 plus a sell-on clause, if I remember correctly. It's a risk, but we have the money, and it's one of those cases where, given what the club's been doing to me, I'm more than happy to spend their money. Paul Katura, we got him from Gaz Matan Mediash for 200,000 euros, going up to 215 based on appearances. Needed some depth on the defensive back line. 21 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Physically, he's solid. Mentally, the off the ball is a little bit concerning, but as a defensive center back, I'm not sure it's all that concerning. Everywhere else, he's fairly solid. Technically, he could be a better header, but then again, he's also only 5'10". But the marking and the tackling are very, very nice. And then Marius Grecu, we brought on a free. I have a scout just kind of going around Romania searching for hot prospects, and he came up. No, this is someone else. Marius Greco, we brought him on free. We brought him in on trial. 2-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, 22 years old. He's here in an emergency backup contract. I just needed some depth at defensive center back more than anything else. Some of the registration rules are really starting to really mess around with me, and that's just my own fault. So we spent 775,000 euros. We sold 2.2 million euros. Budget-wise, 733,000 euros left in the transfer budget. We are 2,000 euros under the payroll budget. We are still in the black when it comes to our overall balance. Our profit and loss this month has been about the same. We've averaged about 100,000 in the red, but it's par for the course. I think at the end of the season, when the money comes in and things like that, we should be doing. Club Vision, they're still giving me an F. They're disappointing my management of the team. We're on course to work with the payroll budget. They're reserving judgment on selling players for a profit. They're saying I failed to win promotion, and they're saying the competition thing they're okay with because they understood we had a difficult draw. We went out one round left. This is really annoying. The board is disappointed that the team only finished in the top 6 places this season. Well, we've done more than finish in the top 6 places. We're freaking first place. Okay, we're 9 points ahead of our closest competition. We got a plus 42 goal differential. We've lost 1 game to Argus early on in the season. We've drawn 1 game. We've won 16. This is our schedule for the entirety of the year almost. This was the game we lost. This was the first game we lost. It's the only game we've lost. Since starting against Aerostar Bacau, we've lost 1 game. This was the Stoy Bucharest game and the Cup Romanii. We've won, and we're winning in dominant fashion. 5-2, 5-0, 7-4, 3-0, 7-0, 5-0. I've got coaches saying I deserve to be fired. My own board doesn't want me to talk about. I literally got called in front of the board because I fought back against the reporters, them saying my job was on the line. In what rational universe? I realize saying that with FM is a misnomer at best. In what rational universe is my job on the line here? And now they're telling me that if I have a bad result against Nyamret, I could lose my job. So, let's see what they're saying. Suli's injured, but he'll return to full tomorrow. That's okay. Milosevic, I don't want there. Can I start Badanazi there? Okay, I told Matran I would play him more. Badea, I can't move to the right. Badea I'm going to keep there. I know I promoted him. Dorupan. He is 17-year-old with a decent amount of potential. 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Physically, he's improving. Mentally, he's already very solid in the areas I like. The 5 off the ball and the 5 flare for a defensive right back. Okay. The crossing is not the best, but the first touch is nice. The heading is okay, but he's 5'7". He's not going to be fighting for the balls in the air. He's getting better in his marking. He's getting better in his tackling. His dribbling and stuff like that need to improve. But the only way that's going to happen is with playing time. And by playing him at defensive right back, I satisfy one of my requirements. So the other question is, who do I need on the bench? I need Onea on the bench. Okay. That 7-4 match we played was a fun match. It was really kind of back and forth, and Miovsky had a bunch of goals. But frankly, this whole thing about my job being on the line because they're not happy with how we're doing is just annoying as all get out, to the point I may just apply for jobs in the summer. Radikanu sends it up. Barris is there, but he hits the post. Suleiman on the throw in Miovsky. Kostachi loses the ball. Badea gets it. Over to Mitrin. Out to Panelik. Panelik goes inside, outside, takes the shot, puts it far post. Well done. His 9th goal of the season. And the nice thing is, I mentioned this in the last episode too, and it's continued on to this episode. We're spreading the wealth, so to speak. Miovsky, I believe, leads us in goals, but we have 4 players in double-digit goals, 3 players close to double-digit assists. So we're doing. It's been a total team effort, even though for whatever reason the team doesn't seem too happy with me sometimes. Because good grief, excuse me, Kostachi headed it to no one in a Academica uniform. Lubjic, a nice stop, or an easy stop, but what was still nice. Mitrin, out to Panelik. He cuts inside, long pass to Kostachi across the field. In the box, baseline, dispossessed. Radikanu, long pass towards Gochev, but it's headed down. Badanasi ends up with Panelik. He goes outside, takes the shot again, but Evtimov, no problem stopping that. Corner or throw in, Suli. Oh, it goes through Miovsky's feet. Someone was fouled. Who's taking this? Pawn is, okay. And Evtimov a save. Why is Pawn taking that? Suleiman, corner kick in, and Evtimov another nice save. A 17-year-old defensive right back took the penalty kick. I gotta check something out at the half. Matrojan up into space. Lubjic holds it up. Gets it to Pound. Over to Badanasi. Panelek. He gives the ball away to Matrojan, who gives it right back to Badea. To Panelek. He feeds Belace. Crosses it. Kostachi's there, and he puts it far post. His 14th of the season. Now, a couple of these players up in double digits because they had really good games. Miovski's probably the best example. He had 4 or 5 in one game. But I know Kostachi is on the verge of tying the most player of the matches in the season as well. We broke the league record for consecutive wins. We broke the league record for goals, I believe. It's just... Suleiman, outswinger, knocked away. Gochev stopped and then started. He breaks wide. Holds it up, crosses it in. Moldovenu's there and off Lubjic and right before the half. Why was Pound taking the penalty kick? That's just annoying. Yeah, Lubjic tried. Sorry, I'm looking at it on my bigger screen over here. Lubjic tried. Dressing room. Okay. Very well. Still room for improvement. Pound's nervous. He shouldn't be nervous. Is his 8 penalty kick taking really the best we can do? 10 now. Pawn is second best on the league. Good gracious. On the team. Okay. Oh, the evening coffee clat just started. Evtimov, knocked away by Balech. Miovski, can't handle it. Mitron to Badanasi. Over to Panelek. Feeds Balech. Centers it, tries centering to Miovski. It's knocked away. Badea runs it down. Badanasi, back to Badea. All the way out to Pawn. Badanasi, Panelek. Dispossessed by Nikolaev. Gets it to Gochev. Barris. Gorea. Back to Barris. To Gorea. Barris runs down the errant ball. Gorea, Gochev, back and forth. Urichi. Crud. Feeds Gochev and we're tied. I want to see that again, so we're going to look at making a replacement or two. Badanasi's not having a good game. Can I bring on Ibrahimovic? Miovski, Panelek, and Ibrahimovic. Nope, I need Ibrahimovic. And we'll go a few more minutes and see what happens. Kostachi from outside the box sends it in. Knocked away. Gochev. Unreal. Part of me is interested to see what happens if we do lose. Because we're going to win first place by 9 points. We're going to be in the playoffs. Miovski from the throw-in. Back to Suleiman. Valache. Pescu. Panelek tries sending it in, bounces it off, gets it there. Oh, nice. Oh, he totally had a chance to take the shot, but instead gave it up so Kostachi could score. And we are equal. I'm totally not changing my mentality. He could have taken the shot there, but instead he crossed it. That was some nice decision-making and teamwork. Okay, I've got to get Badanasi off. The question is, who can I replace him with? You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring Miovsky off and bring on Kasheru. Because he can play a pressing forward. That will let me bring Ibrahimovic on for Badanasi, and I can swap him and Popescu around. And Popescu can play ball-winning midfielder on... No, he can play... Well, if he plays deep line playmaker on support, Ibrahimovic can play... I don't want two DLPs. You know what, we'll make him a Mazzala on support. Give them both a pep talk, have faith in you, go out there and make a difference, confirm the subs. Evtimov gives the ball away. Panelik drops it off to Ibrahimovic, to Koshero. Ibrahimovic gets it to Panelik, baseline, crosses in. Kostachi's there, he can't get it. Gets the rebound. Gets it to Suli, who takes a shot. I don't know what happened there. Evtimov kicks it too far. Suleimanov, Badea tries getting it to Koshero, but it's knocked away. Moldovadanu runs circles around my players, drops it off to Barris, back to Moldovadanu. Barris, back to Moldovadanu. It's dispossessed. Well done. No, it's Pollen that did that. Oh, Kasheru got by the defenders right at Evtimov, though. It's going to go out of bounds. I'll take a draw. Oh, Panelik just got injured. Popescu can play the right. Panelik's going to have to come off, and Mihalovici's going to have to come on. I'm not a huge fan of that. Potential thigh injury. The nice thing is Popescu, and this is why I got him. Popescu can play a decent inverted winger, so that's what we're going to make him. I'm going to put him on support, though, because I want to make Pawn a no-nonsense defending back. I don't want him going forward and being exposed. Pep talk, have faith in you. Confirm the sub. 6 minutes of extra time. No highlights. No highlights. No highlights. And a draw. I will take a draw. 22 shots, 11 on target. They had 10 and 5. We had a slight possession advantage, but it really didn't work out. I am more worried about what happened to my guy. More worried about what the board is going to do too. Oh, 1 to 2 days. Okay, that's good. So I have no idea what happens next. This is the first time I've played in Romania. I know we go into some sort of playoff system, top 6 teams. If it's round robin, we go to the rules. Great. The teams play each other once. Okay. Well, let's see what that schedule's like. Wow. Wow, that is a lot of games. Holy cow. Oh. Seven games in 28 days in April. And it picks up again just as quick in May. Well, I think what we'll do just go to the midway point, I guess. We'll come back for the 6-Zeta game and the Progresso Spartak game. And then we'll end at Argus. And then do a season recap. I need to save this. It's like, yeah, as you can see here, Miovski had 5 goals in this match here. He had 4 goals in the first 33 minutes. Only from an F to an E. So, we'll take a quick look at the players here real quick. Go over what I mentioned in terms of goals. So 17, 15, 11. Miovski, Kostachin, Tanu. Miovski had the 5 goals in the 1 game, so that kind of helped him out there. Assist-wise, 2 players on 9, 1 on 6, 1 on 5, 1 on 4. So, it's a solid all-around squad. We have our work cut out for us in the playoffs, though. That's for darn sure. So, I need to set my training up. Probably just not going to be a lot of time for actual training, but we'll get it done. So, we'll be back probably later on tonight with the next episode. Part of me really wonders if I don't get promoted, are they going to fire me? Part of me wonders if I do get promoted, if I shouldn't just start looking for another job anyways, but I don't know. What would you do if you were in my shoes? So, we'll see what happens. Got a lot of games coming up. Should be mostly healthy for it, I hope. Any major injuries, though, we're kind of up a creek. But you can say that about any other team in the group, too. So, fingers crossed. We'll get promoted. And then maybe our job will get a little easier. I'm not sure. But if you did like what you see and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticism, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM Jellico. I thank you for watching.